Okay, just give me a second.
Mm,
All right, go ahead.
Heavenly Father, pray that you bless the Feast of Tabernacles, um that everyone who celebrated the feast had a holy convocation, had great joy and mirth, and they remembered what our ancestors went through while they were in Egypt.
Mhm.
Pray that you gave to the Israelites who don't have as we have. Pray that they got to celebrate as well. Mm, Pray that mm, the continual destruction of Edom is he. Pray for the continual destruction of Edom, and pray that you can continue to put us high above all nations of the earth, Father, and pray that this service that people will learn your word, Father, and that people who are new here, they will also learn, Father, and get and grant their spirit back, Father. I pray this in your most holy name. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. All praises. All right. So what we're gonna do is we're going to look at um Yahweh basically meeting. Well, we just came from the Feast of Tabernacles, right? Which commemorates, our ancestors having to dwell in the wilderness when the Most High took us out of Egypt, right? So I want to look at basically um, when the tabernacle of witness was set up and sort of kind of, give a bit of a glimpse as to what that looked like, right? Um, to show to kind of, ground the Feast of Tabernacles. So I think I want to start in Exodus 19, and if we have time, we'll go to Exodus 29, right? But we'll start in Exodus 19 and we'll read through and break things down if we need to, where we need to. We'll start in 19 and then we'll go to 20, verse 23, right? So let me see here. Exodus 19. Okay, so there's 25 verses here. So Sabs, you can read 12 and I'll read 12, all right? Go ahead.
Alright. Exodus chapter 19, verse 1, right? Starting from verse 1.
Yeah, starting from verse 1.
In the third month, when the children of Israel were gone forth out of the land of Egypt, the same day came they into the wilderness of
Sinai.
Sinai, for they were departed from,
Sorry.
it's fine, Rephidim, and were come to the desert of Sinai, and had pitched in the wilderness, and there Israel camped before the mount. And
Right.
Moses went up unto Yahweh, and he called unto him out of the mountain, saying, Thus shalt thou say to the house of Jacob, and tell the children of Israel.
So stop right there, right? So far what's happening, the Most High is letting us know in the third month when we came out of the land of Egypt, all right? That the down to the exact day, all right? We the Israelites came into the wilderness of Sinai, right? So we're here in the wilderness and we're about to, excuse me, and we're about to meet the Most High, man, right? Um, and the Most High the Most High makes Israel pitch where? In verse 2 says, in the wilderness, man. Right? So when we keep tabernacle, this is what we're remembering. Our ancestors had to pitch their tents in the wilderness. Now, I mean, they're so fortunate. They had the pillar of fire by night to stay warm. When we keep tabernacles in the wilderness, we have to make fires, man. My nose is raw as hell from having to make fires for a few days in a row right now. But it's all good. And it kind of starts to give me insight as to why Yahushua would say, we would do even greater things than the miracles that he was doing. Because, listen, man, some of us live in cold countries and we still go out there in the wilderness and camp out and keep the Feast of Tabernacles. So, to Yahushua, that's a mighty work, you know. So, at least, you know, I could see why he would say something like that, right? Because, you know, standing in his shoes, I would certainly say the same thing. Hey, that's a mighty work, right? And we're dealing with the same spirit, right? The spirit of the Most High, which he had and he bestowed upon us. So I'm inclined to think that that's not off, you know. In any case, go on from verse uh, 3 again.
And Moses went up unto Yahweh, and he called unto him out of the mountain, saying, Thus shalt thou say to the house of Jacob, and tell the children of Israel, Ye have seen what I did unto the Egyptians, and how I bare you on eagle's wing, and brought you unto him myself.
Right,
Now therefore, if ye will obey my voice indeed, and keep my covenant, then ye shall be a peculiar treasure unto me above all people, for all the earth is mine.
right. I just want to stop here for a quick second and kind of point out to you guys that the Most I said, listen, man, you guys saw how I saved you from the Egyptians. Now, if you will actually obey me, that's when you're going to be a peculiar treasure to me above all people, right? Why? Because the whole earth belonged to him. Okay. When we go to Deuteronomy, chapter 7, and I believe it's verse 3, the Most High says the same thing. Hey, you're above all people. But hey, he gives you the qualifying statement, right? If you obey his voice, if you keep his commandments, you're gonna be what do you call it? A peculiar treasure unto him. If you don't keep the commandments, guess what? You're riffraff to the Most High as an Israelite, right? In fact, he says if you keep in the book of Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, he says that if you keep his commandments, paraphrasing, that you will be the head and not the tail, right? So that being said, if you don't keep his commandments, would you in that case be the head or the tail?
The
That's
head,
a, if you do not keep the commandments, would you be the head or the tail?
the tail,
You'd end up being the tail, man. There's nothing further back on an animal than the tail. There's no nation lower on the earth right now than the nation of Israel. Nobody wants to deal with Israelites. Nobody wants to marry Israelites. Nobody values Israelites. I mean, you're the scum of the earth. That's the image that's pushed on TV, on the radio, and really in school. They do it in an underhanded way in school by basically just trying to teach you that Esau came up with all the answers and a few Negroes, when it's the total opposite, you know, when it's the total and complete opposite. Now, this is not dealing with Edomites or so-called white people and Israelites, which are so-called Negroes, but there's a phrase that was attributed to Gandhi, right, saying, um, good health is better than all gold. Let me see if I can pull it up. Look, man, on the internet it says it was Mahatma Gandhi who poignantly stated it is health that is real wealth and not pieces of gold or silver. So they attribute this saying to Mahatma Gandhi. Now, Mahatma Gandhi is just, we'll copy this. Let's just pull up Mahatma Gandhi. Let's see, birthday. Right. So Mahatma Gandhi was born in on October 2nd, 1869, right? But the Most High had already written this in Ecclesiasticus, okay, chapter 30, verse 15 and 16. Health and good estate of body are above all gold, man, and a strong body above infinite wealth. So just to not give the Negro credit, they'll give it to somebody else, man. When really, Yahweh wrote this since the beginning of time, since before the beginning of time. He already wrote this. He already had this word. And if you check when Ecclesiasticus was written in the flesh, let's see, when was the book of Sirach? That's another name for it if you don't know, written. Ecclesiasticus is also the book of Sirach. Yeah, it's the same book as it says here. Okay. 200 to 175 BC, man. Okay. Between 200 and 175 BC. Now, let's look at 18, I think it was 1869, right? 1869. Um, let's look at minus 200, sorry, plus 1869. So, I mean, over a millennia before Mahatma Gandhi opened his mouth and said that, I mean, Yahweh had already put it in writing, man, right? But we don't get the credit, okay? We don't get the credit, right? Why? Because at the end of the day, Israel is the tail and not the head, man. When they don't keep the commandments of the Most High God, right? Go ahead, from Exodus 19 and verse 6. Go ahead, Saba. If you're speaking, can't hear you. You might be on mute.
Which verse?
Go from verse 6, please.
And ye shall be unto me a kingdom of priests and an holy nation. These are the words which thou shalt speak unto the children of Israel.
Right, so that's
And
pretty clear. Wait, hold on. So that's pretty clear. These are the words that you should speak to the children of Israel, okay? Keep my commandments, and you'll be a kingdom of priests and a holy nation. Yahushua quotes this in Revelation chapter 5, and I believe it's verse 9. Okay. Um, and says that, Yahushua has made us kings and priests to our God, man. Right? Revelation 5. And we shall rule uh, on the earth, if I remember correctly. They sang a new song saying, Thou art worthy to take the book, open the seals, thou wast slain and hast redeemed us to our God by thy blood out of every tongue and nation, people and nation, and has made us, sorry, verse 10, unto our God kings and priests, and we shall reign on the earth. You see that? So when the Christian comes and says, no, that's talking about Christians, well, no, right? All the way back in the Old Testament, it was talking to the Israelites. Okay, okay. When it says, "Hey, the Most High is gonna make us a kingdom of kings and priests and a holy nation." All right, he said, "Speak these words to the children of Israel." Okay, and the Most High doesn't change. All right, I am Yahweh, I change not. That's what he says. Um, so I mean, it didn't change. Okay. Um, so read on from verse 7.
And Moses came and called for the elders of the people, and laid before their faces all these words which Yahweh commanded him.
Mhm.
And all the people answered together and said, All that Yahweh hath spoken we will do. And Moses returned the words of the people unto Yahweh.
Right.
And he said unto Moses, Lo, I come unto thee in a thick cloud, that the people may hear when I speak with thee, and believe thee forever. And Moses told the words of the people unto Yahweh.
Hmm. So
And
stop right
Yahweh
there.
said,
So stop right there. I just want to go to this scripture real quick. Um, in verse 8 it says, and all the people answered together and said, all that Yahweh have spoken, we will do. See that? So the people came under a covenant with the Most High. They said, hey, listen, all Yahweh have spoken, we will do. And Moses, as the high priest at the time, um, you know, returned or the mediator between the people and Yahweh went to the Most High and said, hey, okay, the people said, all that you have said we will do, right? I want to pull this up in another place to show you how serious this was, right? Remember, this is what's happening in the wilderness. In the wilderness, the Most High is setting Israel apart from all other nations, consecrating them for himself, right? So when religious people want to come and co-opt the covenant of the Israelite and exclude the Israelite and say that it's for them, they're dead in the water. The Most High is going to absolutely destroy them because you cannot co-opt the covenant. Okay? There was no blood sprinkled upon your people to seal this covenant. Your people did not say all that Yahweh have said we will do. Our people said that, right? We are under the covenant, which is why we get the blessings and we also get the curses if we disobey the Most High's commandments, right? Including the obvious curse of transatlantic and international slavery, man, right? At the hands of all nations. Okay, so reading here in Exodus 24 to get another account, it says, and Moses took the blood and sprinkled it on the people and said, Behold, the blood of the covenant which Yahweh have made with you concerning all these words, man. Okay? Then went up Moses and Aaron and Nadab and Abihu and 70 of the elders of Israel, and they saw the God of Israel, and there was under his feet as it were a paved work of sapphire stone, and as it were the body of heaven in his clearness. Okay, see what we have in 7 here. Just give me a second. I'll go from 3. And Moses, Man, yeah, I'll just go from three in the interest of time. And Moses came and told the people, but you should read this whole chapter yourself, okay, so you can understand the context, all right? It says, and Moses came and told the people all the words of Yahweh and all the judgments, and all the people answered with one voice and said, all the words which Yahweh have said we will do. See that? And Moses wrote all the words of Yahweh and rose up early in the morning and builded an altar under the hill and 12 pillars according to the 12 tribes of Israel. And he sent young men of the children of Israel which offered burnt offerings and sacrificed peace offerings of oxen unto Yahweh. Right? I lost the page. Okay, here we go. And Moses took half of the blood and put it in the basins and half of the blood he sprinkled on the altar. And he took the book of the covenant and read it in the audience of the people, man. And they said, all that Yahweh have said we will do, and be obedient. You heard a promise that the Israelites made to the Most High, right? This is what our ancestors said. And they sealed it in blood, man. And Moses took the blood and sprinkled it on the people and said, behold, the blood of the covenant. He sprinkled it on the people, family, and said, behold, the blood of the covenant which Yahweh have made with you concerning all these words. What words? The words of the Torah, man. Then went up Moses and Aaron and Nadab and Abihu and 70 of the elders of Israel, okay, and saw the Most High, etc., etc. So this was a blood covenant sealed with blood, man, right? So let's go back here and continue on, Sabs.
And Yahweh said unto Moses, go unto the people, and sanctify them today and
Them,
tomorrow. Oh, oh, them today and tomorrow,
mhm.
and let them wash their clothes.
Right. So Moses said, hey, listen, sorry, the Most High said to Moses, go and sanctify the people, clean them up, all right, and make them wash their clothes as well, all right, and let them be ready. We're about to meet. Go ahead.
And be ready against the third day. For the third day Yahweh will come down in the sight of all the people upon Mount Sinai.
Right, go ahead.
And thou shalt set bounds unto the people round about, saying, take heed to yourselves, that ye go not up into the mount, or touch the border of it. Whosoever toucheth the mount shall be surely put to death.
Hmm. I'll go from there. There shall not an hand touch it, but he shall surely be stoned or shot through, whether it be beast or man, it shall not live. When the trumpet soundeth long, they shall come up to the mount. And Moses went down from the mountain to the people and sanctified the people, and they washed their clothes. And he said unto the people, be ready against the third day, come not at your wives. Okay, so keep in mind that to maintain your sanctity, okay, your sanctification, you can't go lie down with your wife. Okay. Um, and it came to pass on the third day in the morning that there were thunders and lightnings and a thick cloud upon the mount and the voice of the trumpet exceeding loud, so that all the people that was in the camp trembled, man, right? And Moses brought forth the people out of the camp to meet with Yahweh, and they stood at the nether part of the mount. That means the bottom, okay? They stood at the bottom part of the mount, okay? And uh, and Mount Sinai was altogether on a smoke. Just give me 1 second. Let me just pull this up here. See that? Okay, so verse 17 says here, nether part of the mount. All right, but really it's at the what is that? Bathak Tit. Bathak Thit or Bathak, yep, or Bathak Thayat. Okay, depending on how you speak your paleo. Okay, Bathak Ba um Batak Tit or Batak Tayat. Okay. At the foot. All right. And Moses brought forth the people out of the camp to meet with Yahweh, and they stood at the foot of the mountain. All right. And Mount Sinai was altogether on a smoke because Yahweh descended upon it in fire, man. And the smoke thereof ascended as the smoke of a furnace, and the whole mount quaked greatly. So the whole mountain was shaking. And when the voice of the trumpet sounded long, right, as we looked when we studied trumpet, the trumpet have different work announcing, for example, the coming of Yahweh, right? So it says, and when the voice of the trumpet sounded long and waxed louder and louder, Moses spoke, and Yahweh answered him by a voice. Okay. And Yahweh came down upon Mount Sinai on the top of the mount, and Yahweh called Moses up to the top of the mount, and Moses went up. And Yahweh said unto Moses, go down, charge the people, lest they break through unto Yahweh to gaze, and many of them perish. So the Most High said to Moses, go down and tell these people, don't come up in the mountain, right? Before they come and try and gaze upon me, and they will die. Let the priests also which come near Yahweh sanctify themselves, lest Yahweh break forth upon them. Okay, so let the priests also um, make sure that they're ceremonially clean before the Most High kill them. All right. And Moses said unto Yahweh, the people cannot come up to Mount Sinai, for thou chargest us, saying, set bounds upon the mount and sanctify it. And Yahweh said unto him, away, get thee down, and thou shalt come up, thou and Aaron with thee, but let not the priests and the people break through to come up unto Yahweh, lest he break forth upon them. All right. So Moses, the Most High said, hey, Moses, you can come, Aaron can come as well, but that's it. All right. So Moses went down unto the people and spake unto them. All right. Um, let's split this as well. We're going to 23. Sabs, let's split this as well. We're going to 23. So we're in chapter 20. We're gonna read until verse 23 and we'll split it up. Again, if you're speaking, you're on mute.
Hold on a second.
All right. If you can't speak right now, I'll start and I'll do the first 12.
No, I got it. And Yahweh spake all these words, saying, I am Yahweh, thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image, or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth.
Mm-hmm.
Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. For I, Yahweh, am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of thy fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me.
So stop right there. So the Most High said, listen, first of all, you can't have no other God except me. All right. I am the Almighty One. I am your Almighty One. There's no other Almighty One. Okay. So don't go about making statues to worship like white Jesus, like Buddha. Don't go walk around the Dome of the Rock. You understand? None of these things are God. There's only one God, and it's me. So he told the so-called Negro, do not do these things, man. Don't go practicing witchcraft and Wicca and all kinds of madness, man. You have a God already. He looked like you. He actually is real. He made the universe. How fortunate are you, right? That these people are worshiping wood and stone that have no life. The most I tell you, they don't eat, they don't speak, they don't walk, they can't see, they can't hear, right? In the letter of Jeremiah, Jeremiah laugh and say they're dusty gods. They got dust in their eye. The people of the God have to clean the God up, right? To show you the utter foolishness that people are practicing. The Most High said, don't do none of these things. Don't make an image, which is a picture or a carving, rather, um, a picture or a carving, any likeness, right, of anything that is in the heavens, like a bird, for example, right? In the earth, under the earth, it doesn't matter. Don't make no fish god. Don't make no dog god. Don't make no bird god to go worship it, right? And, like a brother said before, you know, um, this brother Shalai, he said, listen, man, he can understand why the Most High killed the firstborn of animal and man to show you that these are no gods. And I totally agree, right? So now he tells you, listen, don't go worship these graven images. So everyone around the world who's worshiping statues and giving food to statues, and they have to clean their statues, and they make their own statues out of wood and stone and all of these things, paintings and rosaries and you name it, man. You name the folly, they're into it. And ankhs and you name the folly, they're into it. The Stars of David, I have to address the stuff in Israel because just like before, there's tons of folly in this nation, even among those who claim to follow God. The Most High said, make sure you don't do these things, right? Go ahead. 5. Remember, this is the instruction the Most High is giving us when we meet Him as a nation for the first time in the wilderness. And today, thousands upon thousands of years later, it's the same problems in this nation, you know. Go ahead, Saba.
Thou shalt not bow down thyself unto them, nor serve them, for I, Yahweh, am a jealous God,
Right?
visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me,
Hmm.
and showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments.
Right. So who the Most High show mercy to? Some people say God's love is unconditional. Well, that's a straight up lie. The Most High tell you He show mercy unto thousands, thousands that love Him and keep His commandments. See that? First John 5 and I believe verse 3 tells you the love of God is that we keep His commandments, and they're not burdensome. But this is the love of God, that we keep His commandments, and His commandments are not burdensome, man. The same way you keep the law of Esau, you can keep the Most High's law. You can keep spiritual law. It's more important than physical law. It supersedes physical law. So if you're keeping physical law and you don't keep spiritual law, you're a zombie. You're walking dead. You're not gonna make it, right? Go ahead.
Thou shalt not take the name of Yahweh in vain,
Hmm.
for he will not hold him guiltless that taketh his name in vain.
Right?
Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy.
Right?
6 days thou shalt thou do labor.
Shalt
Six
thou?
days shalt thou labor and do all thy work.
Hmm.
But the seventh is the Sabbath, and Yahweh of Yahweh. In it thou shalt not do any work,
Hmm.
nor thy son, nor thy daughter, thy manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thy cattle, nor thy stranger that is within the gate thy gates.
So stop right there. This is very, very important. The Most High is giving Israel the basics, right? They call this the Ten Commandments, right? There's a lot more than Ten Commandments. There's a whole book out of the law, the first five books of Moses. But the Most High is giving us the the basics, okay? Some foundation. There's even more focused foundation than this, but this is the foundation he's giving Israel to work with in the wilderness, man. And he says, you can work 6 days, but the seventh day you must rest. Now in Israel, there's a lot of, wishy-washiness around the Sabbath, man. We know we have grace for the things that we need to do, but we need to make the greatest effort to not defile the Most High Sabbath. Because remember, there was a man found gathering wood on the Sabbath. Who knows what for? The Most High killed him, right? He tell you keep the Sabbath day holy. So what we gotta do? Keep it holy. How do we keep it holy? If your servant is not working, who's washing your dishes? If your servant is not working, who's washing your clothes? If your servant is not working, who's feeding the animals? Who's doing all of that? Right? No one. On the sixth day, you're supposed to put in double. You're supposed to do a double, like in the world. You do a double shift. You prepare everything so that on the day of the Most High, you don't have to do no work. You eat, you drink, and you just chill. Let the dishes pile up that day, you know, whatever needs to get sweep and all of these things, mop and, that it's not for the Sabbath. And this is very important for Israel to realize. Don't do any work, he said. No work. It's not just servile work. He said, don't do no work on the Sabbath, right? So we got to press to try our best to do that, okay? We got to press to keep the Sabbath day holy as much as possible and discipline ourselves to prepare the food, for example, of 2 days. Remember, the Most High told the Israelites to gather to cook what they're gonna cook today because the Sabbath is coming. And then with the manna, he told them gather twice as much, because next day no manna is coming. This is Exodus 16:23. He said unto them, this is that which Yahweh have said, tomorrow is the rest of the holy Sabbath unto Yahweh. Bake that which you will bake today. See that? And seethe, meaning boil, that you will seethe, and that which remaineth over, lay up for you to be kept until the morning, man. Right? So on the Most High Shabbat, you're supposed to prepare for the Shabbat. That's why we have a preparation day. And the preparation day is supposed to be able to hold you for the Shabbat. Okay. So go ahead, Sabs. Go ahead.
4 and 6. For in 6 days Yahweh made heaven and earth, the sea, and all that in them is, and
Hmm.
rested the seventh day.
Right.
Wherefore Yahweh blessed the Sabbath day and hallowed it.
Hmm.
Honor thy father and thy mother, that thy days may be long upon the land which Yahweh thy God giveth thee.
Right.
And thou shalt not kill,
Oh, sorry.
thou
You
sh-
were waiting for me. You could have said something, right? One second. Let me just go here so people can see. Um, this is Exodus 20. So thou shalt not kill. It does not say thou shalt not kill. Now, am I advocating for anyone to go out there and commit crimes? No. All right. That's not what I'm advocating. But remember, for example, in America, according to the law, there is something called stand your ground. Okay? You can defend yourself in America. Okay? Somebody come and try to take you out, you could take them out. Okay? So that is perfectly right and true and just in the eyes of the Most High God. Okay? The Most High don't expect you to be a damn pushover, man, well, to your enemies and stand there and let your enemies use and abuse you. Nat Turner did the right thing. You understand? His enemies were coming and abusing him, and hey, he did the right thing. All praise to the Most High for that mighty hero. I pray he made it to the kingdom. You know. Um, I'm trying to think of some other names. There was a Haitian. I think his name was Toussaint. He did the right thing, man. All those slave rebellions. Listen, man. Those guys did the right thing. They defended their lives. You know, when they were being just brutalized, man. You know, I pray the Most High have mercy upon their souls. You know, in any case, it doesn't say thou shalt not kill because remember the scripture says there's a time for everything under the sun, man. A time for war and a time for peace. What happens during wartime? People are killed. Okay, so this would be a what's the word? Contradiction, right? But the proper understanding is murder. Okay? You thou shalt not murder. You cannot kill innocent people. Okay? Uh for no reason. Okay? Let's see here. Let's see. Where is it? Where is it? I think it's is it here? Just give me 1 second. Yeah, okay, this is what I want. Was that 4 and 42? This is what I want. Moses severed 3 cities on this side John 2, the sunrising, that the slayer might flee thither, which should kill his neighbor unawares, and hated him not in times past, and that fleeing unto one of these cities he might live. You see that? So this brother, he killed his neighbor by accident, man. Yeah, he was unaware and he didn't hate him, right? When he killed him. So the Most actually provided a city that manslayers could flee to. There's another script where he tells you that you know, if the Most High deliver a man into your hands and you slay him, you can also go to that city. One second. All right, so this is Exodus 21 and 13. Okay. Says here, whoever strikes and kills a man must surely be put to death. Again, this is murder. If, however, how do we know? If, however, he did not lie in wait, but Yahweh allowed it to happen, then I will appoint for you a place where he may flee. You see that? So sometimes you kill a man and Yahweh provide a place for you to flee. That means it's not murder. Okay, so thou shalt not murder. That's the correct reading here. Okay. I'll read on. We're almost done. Thou shalt not commit adultery. Thou shalt not steal. Thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor. So don't lie against another Israelite man, right? Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife, nor his manservant, nor his maidservant, nor his ox, nor his ass, nor anything that is thy neighbor's. What does that mean? Don't covet. Don't greedily seek after your neighbor's things, man, right? Right? Don't have a strong desire for your neighbor's things. You see your neighbor have something and you're like, yo, I need that gold chain. I'm gonna take it from him. The most I say don't do that, you know. To desire what belongs to another inordinately or culpably. Okay. Um, be consumed with desire for. This is it, right? Have one's heart set on. So don't set your heart on your neighbor's wife, man, or anything that belong to your neighbor. That's his. Get your own. That's what the Most High is saying. Get your own, right? Says here, um, and all the people saw the thunderings and the lightnings and the noise of the trumpet and the mountain smoking. And when the people saw it, they removed and stood afar off. So remember, when the people were camping at the foot of Mount Sinai, this is what's happening. They're seeing wonders and signs, right? And what happened? They got frightened and stepped back. And he said unto Moses, verse 19, speak thou with us and we will hear, but let not God speak with us, lest we die. So this is how frightening it was. They're like, don't let Yahweh speak with us, man. We don't want to die. We're hearing loud trumpets, the mountains burning, there's thunder, there's lightning, there's rain. What the hell's going on here? Right? They were shook. The Most High is absolutely awesome, right? In the book of Revelation, it even tells you that the remnant were affrighted and gave glory to the Most High, man. Sorry, is it Revelation or is it Ezra? Revelation 11, 13. The same hour there was a great earthquake, the tenth part of the city fell, and in the earthquake was slain of men 7,000, and the remnant were affrighted, man. That's the righteous, man, and gave glory to the ruler of heaven, man, or the power of heaven, right? The mighty one of heaven. Okay. So the Most High is scary, right? And yet people are out here eating pork, man, and sleeping with people's wives, you know, and getting involved in all manner of folly, small and great, for which the Most High say he's going to kill you. Fear God. That's why Ecclesiastes, the 12th chapter, verse 12 to 13 tells you the bottom line is fear God and keep his commandments. You must fear God because he is fearful and terrible, you know. You want to be on his good side. It says here, and the people stood afar off, and Moses, wait, hold on. It says here, and they, verse 19, and they said unto Moses, Speak thou with us, and we will hear, but let not Yahweh speak with us, lest we die. And Moses said unto the people, Fear not, for Yahweh is come to prove you. That's to test you, man. And that his fear may be before your faces, that ye sin not. Okay? So he want to make sure that you have respect for him, for you not to sin. That's why the Most High showed them all of that. And they still went off, which we'll look at on Saturday, Lord willing. And the people stood afar off, and Moses drew near unto the thick darkness where Yahweh was. And Yahweh said unto Moses, Thus thou shalt say unto the children of Israel, You have seen that I have talked with you from heaven. And you guys on the line, you see how the Most High dealt with Israel from heaven. You shall not make with me gods of silver, neither shall you make unto you gods of gold. Okay? Sorry about that. Don't make gods of silver and do not make gods of gold. Do not make gods of your family. Do not make gods of your opinion. Do not make gods of um, uh, uh, religion, of philosophy. Okay? Don't make no other gods. Just do what Yahweh says. All right? And you'll be fine. He appeared unto our people um, at the foot of Mount Sinai while we dwelt in tabernacles, okay, in order to test us, all right, and to get us to realize that He is the power of the universe so that we would walk in righteousness, all right? So, with that, all praise to the Most High. Um, we'll expand our understanding of the tabernacles. I have a lot of food for you guys spiritually. Right, we'll expand our understanding of the tabernacles, Lord willing, this Saturday coming. Um, and then we'll go from there. All right. For those that are online, thanks for tuning in. If you want to learn more about the truth of the Most High, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Um, especially you so-called Negroes, because you are God's holy people. You other nations, you must learn under the so-called Negro. That's John 4, from verse 22 on, tells you salvation is of the Judeans. Okay. Salvation is of the Judeans. Okay. Which is also used metaphorically to mean the entire nation. So you have to learn under the Israelites, okay, in order to come into the kingdom of the Most High, because there's 12 gates to the kingdom, and no gate mentions any religion. So if you're not with one of those 12 tribes, you're not going to make it. All right. And to the Edomites, the so-called European, the colonizer, and the Most High has marked you for death and destruction, and you shall have it. Okay. So praise to the Most High. Those that are on the line, please stay. We'll wrap up with a prayer and a trumpet. And for those that were online, thank you for joining. Peace.